Malum, since it doesn't seem like you have hands like us civilized folk, how will you be using a Thornax launcher in combat?
By using my shoulder hand, of course.
I want a new Glatorian.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the recap review. Today we're going to be taking a look at set number 8979, Malum. The set contains approximately 59 pieces, was released in the winter of 2009, and during time of release was approximately $13. So here we have him, the second Glatorian of the Fire Tribe. Now before we get into the review, let me get my disclaimer out of the way. Just because there are pros and cons in this video doesn't necessarily mean they are my personal opinion. I do my best to make these reviews as objective as possible, and as such, any and all comments made during this video are either community opinions or facts about the set I can represent on camera. So please, unless I explicitly state, do not assume it is my personal opinion. Okay? Alright, let's get into the review. So, story-wise, Malum is the second Glatorian of the Fire Tribe, or at least he was until he was exiled and subsequently became the leader of a pack of Voroks. Now, let's get into the actual set, starting off with the recolored and new parts. As far as recolors are concerned, we actually do have, I believe, just one, and it's this torso piece here. This was introduced in, I'm fairly confident, 2007, with Karapar and Mantax and sets of that like, and it is new in this kind of marbled melding of red and Keat orange. It looks very fiery. As far as new pieces are concerned, we do have the new headpiece, this time in orange, and it looks kind of like Iron Man. We have the new helmet piece, and this is his helmet. We have these kind of large flames coming off of it, axle on the top. It's a meld. We have the new claw pieces. Now these are actually a bunch of different parts. It is about 4 pieces in total. We have this large axle rod, we have the silver Visorak foot, and then we have just a pin that connects this all to this piece, and it's this giant claw piece. It's very fiery, 2 claws, and he has 2 of them, so you can kind of do this look, kind of look really sinister, and that all connects to the hand. Obviously enough, it can come off. So that's a new piece. We also have the new launcher, and this is the Thornax launcher. This is a Thornax. In the story, it's an explosive fruit. And this is the Thornax launcher. Now, set-wise, what you do, you push down on it, or not. There you go. Boom. It actually works really well. Very impressive. And we also have this counter. Now, this goes into the game, the play game that was introduced in 2009. And I will actually get into this play feature at the very end of the recent recap reviews for 2009 in the overview. So you guys will see what it is then. So that basically wraps up all of the new parts. Let's go into build and playability. Obviously enough, Malum has the standard amount of articulation, 3 in the legs, 3 in the arms, 1 in the head. He additionally, thanks to the shoulder-mounted Thornax launcher, has an additional 1 extra point of articulation on his right shoulder. Now, Malum, his look is very fiery. Obviously enough, they have the dark metro red. However, it's lightened up by these accents of orange, like on the melded pieces. We also have this giant chunk of Keat orange on his back. Now, that does flow very nicely with his torso armor. However, the lower legs and the arms, it contrasts because those are all gray. This color scheme is primarily gray and metro red. However, the accents are evidently orange. Now, Malum can be posed somewhat well. His legs are a bit stubby. He's on the shorter end of Glatorian, but you can see he can pose somewhat well. You know, just the standard stuff. This, it's mobile. It's just on 1 ball joint, so you kind of see that. You know, it occurs to me, this is a new piece, technically, for this year. This piece right here, this is the Glatorian Neck. Now, we're so accustomed to seeing this piece nowadays, but this was introduced in 2009. So this is new, and we actually do have this now in gray, in this dark gray color. On Scrawl it was in black. So we do actually have that as a new piece, and he comes with 2 of them. So Malum's restrictions are actually in his feet, which I also just realized are a new recolor. These are Hordika feet in Metru Red. These are not new recolors, but these are. His restrictions are with his feet, somewhat his hands, and his shoulders. Because of these feet, up being his shoulder pads, it's kind of difficult to get some certain poses without it conflicting with his head or his torso armor. Also, as you can probably tell, dust is making a squeak quite substantially. Because of the shoulder armor, he also cannot bring his arm up very much. That is the maximum that it can go. Sometimes this will conflict with his wrist, so that can limit posability as well. He has kind of a short neck, small head, so actually posing it can be a little bit tedious at times. Because of this foot design, he has a hard time getting into certain poses. That is the most forward it can go, that is the most back it can go, and side to side. That's about as much as it can do. However, again, he can do these kind of large, brutish, kind of let's go, yeah, let's do this poses. So he does have that short, but really strong and imposing stature. Another issue, and this is a fairly severe issue, is that he is using the 2008 joints, the very small, brittle joint pieces. So mocking with this set is nearly impossible. He does have some blue pins here and here, obviously on his feet as well. However, on the feet they aren't as noticeable. They do kind of look a little bit out of place considering they're blue and he has no other blue in his primary color scheme. So they are there. Any red axles do work more for this set considering he is a red set. But appearance-wise, he does look rather solid. A couple of inconsistencies since he is mostly Metru Red and some of the brighter colors may seem to be a bit out of place for some. However, most agree that they work because it's melding. You can see the melding, the marble look of it. And it really looks like he's heating up, even if, being a Glatorian, he has no elemental powers whatsoever. So, Malum is generally well received. People enjoy his short stature, his kind of imposing, almost Wolverine-esque appearance. Short, stumpy, but really strong and muscular. Real quick before we wrap this up, people do not like this right here. This shoulder armor, it's obviously meant to be a foot, so it kind of stops right there. It's a very flat surface. It doesn't curve around like armor would. So in an arena situation, he would be able to be struck from the sides with relatively no problem whatsoever. And of course, the Thornax launcher, which does work very well. It's a unique look because it's on his shoulder, and I believe this is the only time we see this. I'm sure I'm going to be biting my words later on, but I'm fairly confident this is the only time we see it on his shoulder. So that is Malum. What do you guys think? Do you like Malum? Do you not like Malum? Do you think he's better than the primary Glatorian from the Fire Tribe? Feel free to let me know either in the comments below or on the TTV message boards at board.ttvchannel.com. Next week, I'm going to be going over the rookie, the young sprout. That's right, we're looking at Gresh. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time.